A Manhattan elementary school hopes to strengthen families by doing away with traditional homework.
The principal released a statement saying that he doesn't want to do away with homework indefinitely, but wants that time to be used for family activities. New York City doesn't operate any under particular homework policies. Instead, that decision is left up to principals and teachers.
Parents at the school have complained, saying that their children no longer have structure without homework, and it prevents additional learning opportunities.
Would this work in your home? That's our question this morning.
Our producer Tyler Young in the newsroom tracking your comments, Mom and Dad.
Good morning, everyone. I'm seeing a lot of back and forth here. Now, we are talking about an elementary school, so the bigger question is, do 5- and 6-year-olds really need homework right now? Let's start with Susan. Susan put on our Rising page, kids need homework. It helps them learn and teaches them responsibility. If they think they don't have to do any homework now, they would think they don't have to do any in college, too.
I think that's a very good point, because my kindergartner is already having homework. Now, he doesn't have loads and loads of homework just yet, but he may have 20 or 30 minutes. He might have to write spelling words or do something like that, and he complains about it all the time. And my wife and I remind him that it's only going to get tougher if you don't get used to doing it now.
And I know that they were saying this is to set aside time to be with the family, but you never know what's going on in the dynamics of that household. You may have 2 working parents and they're with a nanny, or you don't really know what they're going home to. And it was always a bonding time in my home. It seemed like when Mom and Dad and I got around the dinner table, we would go dinner and then homework, and as a family we would work on the problems together. So it actually ended up being family time.
Well, and Tina goes on to say, hey, I like the idea of extra time with the family, but she kind of goes to your point saying, that would be great if they spent time with the family other than playing mindlessly on their phones or playing video games and things like that. Is that time going to be wisely used is the question.
That's a good point.
Looking back at some of the family dynamics, some parents are frustrated, saying that they don't even remember how to do certain subjects like math. For instance, the teachers will teach the kids certain ways to get the answer to the problem, and then the parents at home will show them, and then the kids take it back to school, and the teacher says, that's not how I showed you. So that takes me to Mary. Mary says parents have forgotten how or never have been trained to be parents. Children need the model imperative, not homework, not a television, a parent. If you don't know, get help.
All right, and I've got some other comments saying that they think it's a great idea, especially that the amount of homework young children have. Maria says they should have time to play when they're that young. When you're talking about elementary school, they shouldn't have a couple hours worth of homework. Of course, as you know, when they get into middle school, it's even worse. Monica writes, my 7th grader has approximately 2 to 3 hours of homework a night.
Wow, that is a lot of homework. Clarissa writes that this should be more time for the family. Just relax like how we do when we're at work. You work all day, you come home, you spend time with the family. But a lot of times we all bring homework home. I mean, it's a life principle that, you know, sometimes when you leave the job or school, there's still work to be done.
Yeah, absolutely. Tyler, one more thought?
I have one more thought from Andy. Andy writes, instead of filling each day with 5 or 6 subjects, perhaps it would be better to have 2 or 3 day blocks of more in-depth analysis than having it all week. And another thing that I'm seeing is that students are being more stressed out these days. Instead of actually taking in the material, they're trying to please their teachers. So we want to know more from you. Keep the comments on our Facebook page.
An interesting topic.
Yeah, I don't remember having homework in kindergarten, but maybe, I mean,
maybe little math sheets.
Now, I do think you got to read a ton with kids that age. You've got to read to them, they've got to read to you.
And that comes down to a lot of parenting there.